Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to Cutlery. I'm Casey, and I'm certainly glad you're back joining us again. Been kind of a crazy whirlwind day today. Work was great, got that all done. Jumped on a live or a couple of lives with some other knife channels. Got to having some good knife conversation, talking about some potential trades. Got several emails today about some trades, and actually got one done earlier today. We'll talk about that trade later and who it was with when everything gets kind of settled out. But the craziest thing that happened today to me is I received an email from a company. Let's just say that. I won't say who just yet because I don't know how this is going to play out. But someone sent me an offer or offered to purchase my big case, my hardware knife display. Not the knives in it, because most part those are not for sale, at least in my opinion. But unless somebody brings a truckload of cash, of course. But the knife case I've been thinking about a lot, or that offer, I didn't take it, so it's still going to stay in the Coffin Cutlery knife shop for now. But it got me to thinking that I could potentially liquidate this thing and actually expand my knife collection. So food for thought. Curious what you guys think. I know I don't show it a whole lot on the channel, but every once in a while I do a little flash by on it. So just curious, guys, if you had this and you were offered a pretty good amount of money, I guess it's according to the situation, what would you do? But I didn't. I turned it down for now. Told them I'd have to do a lot of thinking about that. So, like I said, crazy day in the knife shop, in the knife world. But anyway, we're gonna flip this thing around. Got a couple of knives to talk about today. Nothing spectacular or special, but had a couple come in from eBay today. Got a new knife project we're lining up along with the others I've already showed you the last couple of days. So hopefully tomorrow when we get home from work, we're going to fly into those projects and going to be doing a subscriber commented on there that he wanted to see more cleanups and projects and things. So I was already going to do this, but I'm going to make sure that I start videoing that stuff more. It's mostly going to be a comedy show, to be honest, guys. I am not great at it for sure. What I have learned has been mostly off of other channels. And I actually did a couple of pretty good restorations. I don't think I even showed you those for the most part. I actually showed you the ones that I flubbed up, which is way more than I've done well. But these next projects, hopefully they turn out okay. My cleaning skills are getting better, and I'm enjoying doing that. That's actually really fun for me. So I like to get an old crusty knife, and I like to clean it up and make it look shiny and nice again. But anyway, let's get over here. Let's look at that new project that hit the floor today, and we'll talk about it. Thanks so much, guys. All right, guys, we're back here at the table. So there's a lot of knives laying out here. I showed you a few of these the other day, so we won't talk about a lot of that stuff. But I don't know if you saw these in the video the other day. I didn't talk about them, but started pulling out, and when I was digging through my knife collection, trying to figure out any old bone I have. Mostly I was looking for some bone to do some repair work on, because all these knives are basically parts knives. They're all old, all have an amazing story, I'm sure, and I really wish, and I've talked about most of these before, I really wish I had I don't know what you want to call it, the means and the measure to repair these back to new. I really don't, but all of them have their own little story. Like this guy right here, this is the one that excites me the most out of this lineup, is basically this old Rogers bone. This knife looks good. It's got good blade length and all, but it's just missing that whole entire slab on the side. But this itself is a Miller Brothers. A good half stop, good snap steel, if you could see that tang stamp. My light is in the wrong place for you guys today. See that tang stamp right there? Miller Brothers Cutlery Company. Very old, very reputable company for sure. And I wish, let me get this light back better. But I wish this one was just in better shape. This may become its own, and because the blades are as good as they are used and sharpened, but that blade shape, that swedging is still in good shape. This thing is still sharp. Good half stop, good snap still. Pin blade looks pretty good. This one will probably become a project one day. What I was going to do possibly is try to find some of these old bone that'll piece part. Just say, like, for example, this guy, if I could make it work out to where it would fit. This one kind of the same boat. You can see that. This one, I think the blade's in a lot rougher shape, but and got a broken secondary. But all these knives, just old bone. They all have their own story in their own right, which I love, and that's why they're in the collection. This is one that is a heartbreaker for me, this old Russell. I mean, that bone is just absolutely gorgeous on these Barlows. But this poor old blade is just looking rough. There's that Russell straight line tang stamp, broken second blade. But anyway, oh, that one other one I was going to say. I think I showed this one once on the channel. Same thing. Look, it's missing a whole side. Good side on this one. But this is the one I've actually, since I pulled it out, I want to start kind of researching and figure out what it is. But the tang stamp, if you can read it, you may not can. See if I can get it to where it'll says good luck. That's literally what it says. I need to get it cleaned off so you can read it there. But it says good luck. So I just like to know the history of the story behind this knife. Never heard a knife that said good luck on it, so cool badge on that one. Beautiful bone on one side at least. But anyway, that's not even what I was going to show you today, but since they were laying out here, I hadn't put them up yet. I figured I'd just mention them again. A bunch of beautiful shields. Like I said, gorgeous bone in that whole list. But one I was going to talk to you about, and I got in today. This is going to be the project tomorrow, more than likely, because I can knock it out right after work. But this knife right here, check out this old Rogers bone, guys. You see that main blade standing, and I thought it was because it's been sharpened, and it has. But I am pretty sure it's because there's so much gunk down in there. Is a big portion of it. Good looking pin blade. You can see that's an Ulster. You can read that. Bone looks awesome on both sides. So we're going to do a complete spa treatment. We're going to clean these blades. We're going to buff them and shine them as best we can. And we're going to kind of put a little bit better profile on this guy. And we're going to bring that tip up. I don't think we're going to try to grind down anymore. We're going to tip up. Just kind of redo that profile right along that line. So, and I think this knife is going to be, once it's nice and shiny, it's going to be a beauty. Love the old Ulsters like this, especially that bone. But that'll be our project tomorrow. Another one we got in today was just a quick eBay buy. I knew this was in rough shape, and I bought it mostly just to stick in the relic collection in the case because doubting in my, actually, I bought it for two reasons. Stick it in the relic case, but I also thought the back springs could potentially work for this Barlow, but I don't think they will. The alignment and the model and the years are just too different. The length on it's a little bit different, and the center pin location is a little bit off from where it needs to be. So I don't think those springs will line up. But this, in its own right, back in its day, this was a case-tested Barlow. You can see that tang stamp. But gone, no more usable blade left, basically. It's just an odd material. I mean, obviously this is a 20 to 40, so I don't know what you call this material. It's just it's like a plastic synthetic put on there. And I actually have, over in the relic case, I have another smaller version of this that has the same kind of, matter of fact, hold on, I'll grab that while I'm here and show you. If you know what that's called, let me know. It's this guy right here. Get back here to the table. So it's this one. So you can see it's sort of the same material. This was a rough one as well. I picked up along my travels. This was an X's under. Broke blade. Just a messy old knife. It was bought specifically, I think I paid $5 for this one. Just to stick in the relics because I knew. And, you know, you never know. The relics is almost like a parts house for me. So just in case anybody's looking for those old parts, they show up every once in a while. I like to have my own little stockpile of them. But we'll see what we can do with this. Probably not do anything with it. We might clean it up a little bit, stick it in the relic side, and that may be where it lives for a while. But again, I did a trade today, working on a couple of others right now. The trade I did, I'm not gonna do any details yet until we get it said and done, but was for this 1983, this 62.25.5 mini Coke bottle. Doing this video mostly, I did a short on it yesterday, but just it's about to hit the mail, and I just wanted to tell it goodbye. This is one that's been in the collection for a little while. Excellent shape. This knife's in. Pen blade is great on this. You can see it's never been used, sharpened. Just a great example of a 25.5 pattern. Stainless steel blades on it. Good snap. Just a pretty one. That one will be heading out in the next couple of days. Guys, that's about it for today. I knew this would be a quick one. Just wanted to jump on here and say hello again. Again, appreciate all the emails and the trade offers, guys. That's awesome. Keep them coming. Any of those can come to cothinoutdoors@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to me anytime via email. If you got a trade offer, if you got something you think I'd like to purchase or anything like that, I'm always open to any of that, guys. But anyway, we'll jump off here for the day. Tomorrow, like I said, we'll be working on this one, so we'll get some video together of that, and you can see the before. Let's open this back up one more time. Here's well, if I can get there it is, the nail nick. Here's the before, a good close up. See that reshaped tip. Good looking bone, dirty down in there. This side over here is completely clogged up. And then tomorrow you will get to see the finished version. So we'll see what we can do with it. But anyway, guys, thank you again for jumping on here and watching. Appreciate everything as always. You guys are awesome. I look forward to doing these as often as possible. But anyway, continue to like, subscribe, share the channel, guys. We're keeping this thing a rolling. Anyway, from Cutlery, thank you so much. Y'all have a good night.